So that was a shitty movie. Just kidding. It's good. That's when it's a compliment.
A bad deal done twice. Don't dump your problems on me. Truly, man's best friend. We give a very tight place. 5 out of 5 blue chambray shirts.
Woo! All right, Steven, come on up. Let's wrap on this a bit.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, we're so happy that you're here. You're our first live interview, I think. So let's really get into this. I have a very serious question to kick things off. If you watched Dedication last night, Selena Sonderman was able to buy semen off of Amazon. So I want to know, is that where you got your shit from as well?
It's true, and it's Prime. You can get it the morning of. No, we were very lucky to have a great makeup person named Catherine Woods who came in. She also helped us modify the Porta-John, and she made them with, I'm trying to remember how she did this. With the poop, she actually hand-carved the poop, painted it, and then she got mixtures like fertilizer and some other things, and she was so considerate because she knew Danny would be in that poop for many hours, so she made sure that it wouldn't mess up his face or anything along those lines. So it's great.
Man, this there's so much that I love about this film. The score is insane.
Thank you. Yeah, I give a lot of credit. Ryan Aldrich is our mixer, and he's our composer, and he was the one that was like, we should do this as a spaghetti western. This is a revenge film. Let's lean in all the way. And when he played it, Paul, the DP, and I went over to see the cut, and he played that main title, and we were just like, that is the most banging thing, man. That is so cool.
Yeah, you guys did. I mean, so much of it is amazing. Like the score, yeah, love it. The claustrophobic feeling of the really tight shots is like, dude, it's so great, so great.
Yeah, so this movie we shot on an iPhone. At the time, we were really interested in what you could do with iPhones and messing around with it, and this seemed like the perfect thing because we were in the porta potty with him, and I don't even think with a mid-body camera you could have done it was only what the iPhone allowed us to do without ripping that porta potty completely apart. So it was all kept as a structure, and it was just Paul and Danny, our actor, in there messing around.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's so this. Did you make this in 2019, or it came out in 2019?
Came out in 2019. We filmed in September through December of 2018. And we shot all the exteriors in September of that year, and then we didn't get to the interiors with Danny until December. And so December in Chicago is a wonderful time to film. We were outdoors for some of that, and so what we had to do is have Danny put ice in his mouth, so that when he actually did, you wouldn't see breath. We had to cool his mouth down so that you wouldn't see any of that. Yeah, so he had a great time.
There's a lot of comments on YouTube saying if only this was smell-o-vision, and you can by the way that our brains plug it in, because you said it's very confining. It was only the two of them filming in there. Basically, your brain's just plugging that in. I want to know what drew you to doing that particular story out of all of the Dollar Babies.
So when I read it, whenever I can't remember when, just after thinking when I first read that story, I remember thinking how is this not going to be on some anthology show in the next two? It was just, this is, I think, one of the King stories that's built for just short form content. I don't know that you could do a feature of A Very Tight Place. It works as a short order thing. But yeah, it was the moment I read it, and I never thought about actually making it. It was only years later that I learned about Dollar Babies, and I was surprised this was on the Dollar Baby list. I was like, why would you put this on there? And then when it was, I was like, all right, well, that's just fate. We have to do it now. We have to do it, not look back. So let's go.
Amazing. And so since then, you took it out on the festival circuit, and you've screened it a bunch of times, and literally I could hear the audience gagging and it must be super fun for you to actually be in a room full of people where they're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's wonderful. No, because I think when you're making films, you're magicians, right? And you're just trying to do magic, and that reaction is when kind of the magic worked a little bit, and so it's always a fun feeling to just gross people out.
Yeah, it's a super sensory film, right? Super sensory. Now you are working on what though?
So we're finishing up Bride of the Killer Pinata, and it's funny, I'm trying to remember when this happened, but it was around the time that we did this last time that we were just getting into production on that movie. So I feel like I bookend Bride with Dollar Baby stuff, which is a great thing. And in that movie, it was really fun. We were able to have CM from Dairy Public Radio and Devin come in. Yeah, you've heard of them. And they came up for a fun scene, so it was really cool to like bridge those worlds. And yeah, so we're finishing up post, and Bride will be out in October.
Okay, on what platform?
Well, I know definitely Tubi and Amazon, and I'm not sure where else from there. We're doing small theatrical appearances. We're debuting in Chicago on October 14th at the Davis Theater, and then we're going to figure out the distribution more in the next month. So,
Not to switch things back, but obviously, you know, Jamie Dearden, who did
Yes.
Vinton's Law, which we'll watch tomorrow, which is his take on this story. He just said that A Tight Place is no longer on the Dollar Baby list. So that might mean, you want to know what's funny is I immediately thought of Creep Show. Like, what if they did an episode? Because that would be perfect for a Creep Show episode.
Totally would.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And so we did a switch on this. So for those who haven't read the short story, in the original short story, it is actually Vinton. His widow was what we created for this version of the short, and it takes place in Florida, like on a Jupiter Island kind of thing. It's like rich people screwing each other over, which is great. So I think Creepshow, you could get that budget to actually do that version in that world, and that'd be a really cool take. So.
Right on. Any quick questions from the audience?
Thank you.
Do we have anything on Twitter or on?
looking in the chat right now. Everyone's just really kind of grossed out. That's the highest compliment you can possibly.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, you got something? Okay, Paul.
Yeah. Did you buy a new or used?
Want to repeat that? In case
Okay, so just in case the folks who are watching from afar didn't catch that, Paul has asked if Stephen had purchased a new or used porta potty.
We purchased that brand new. Turns out one of the largest Porta John distributors is just right over the border in Indiana. So I took a flatbed truck down there and got to pick one out, like going to a Home Depot. And they are remarkably light. I was able to load it into the truck myself. So yeah, drove that thing.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah, exactly.
have you used it since?
No, so it did sit in our yard for about 6 months after filming. I didn't know what to do with it, and finally my wife was like, "You have to let it go." So I went out to the garbage guys, and I was like, "Can you guys smash a Porta John and a garbage truck?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I dragged it out there, and these dudes, they were like, "Why do you have this?" And I was like, "Oh, we made a little Stephen King thing." And the guy's like, "Oh, is this going to be like a really famous prop?" I'm like, "Definitely not. Let's crush it." And they smashed that thing down in like 6 seconds. It was incredible.
Did you film it? Yeah.
We did film it, and we'll.
Can we put it on our Twitter?
Yeah, I will dig that video up and said it was a memorial video for the Porta John. You know, to thank
That's
you for your
awesome.
service. So yeah.
Well, we only have a couple minutes left. We could literally make shit jokes and learn about all the fun facts that you have on this, and you are very entertaining as well. Is there anything that you want to drop on the audience in regards to what's coming up for you? More shit jokes? We're here for it.
No, just it's all things Bride right now. But I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for putting this on and all the hard work. It's incredible, not only like what you've done here, but the fact that you like took the initiative to kind of get the Dollar Babies thing going. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I think the tough thing is you make these films and they're so hard to get out there, and for people who can't get to a festival, they're very hard to see. And so and that Stephen King was great about approving all this and everything. So I just really appreciate you guys and Dairy Public Radio and Anthony and all the ecosystem work you guys have done to give filmmakers a chance and audiences a chance to connect on this. I think it's a great thing. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone give Stephen a round of applause.